San Francisco, she pays 3 bands, 650 square feet, 1-bedroom apartment.
Small. Hi, everyone. Welcome to The Empire. Yes, and we're going to do Let's Talk About It. But before we get into it, yes, my name is Antonio De Miles, the host, and today we're with
Terrick T, you already know.
And so, we're going to do Let's Talk About It. And so what we want to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen, is what?
Is the current state of our Golden State, California.
Yeah, we want to talk about the state, California. I know. Before we get into it, ladies and gentlemen, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to build this up, so help us out with that, right? So, we want to talk about California, the state of California, the Golden State, right? And so, man, I feel like when people talk about California, when California is like out there, people love California. So what do you think? Why do people love Cali?
The weather, right now I'm just staring out the window looking at palm trees and the sunshine, My life in the sunshine. But, weather, it barely rains. I mean, it kind of sprinkled the other day, We're like, oh my gosh, it's foreign to us, to really see rain, and then it's like we're at Southern California, we have access to so many things. San Diego's just like down the street. Down the street is under 2 hours.
Facts.
You get to San Diego real quick. We're only no traffic, like 30 minutes, 35 minutes to 40 minutes from LA.
Mm-hmm.
No traffic. If you live in Ontario or Fontana, you could get to LA within 30 minutes. You get what I'm saying? You got LA. You got Vegas. It's only 2 hours. It's right there. It's kind of like we're smack dab in the middle of like everything. So it's kind of like, that's why people love California. So much to do. The beaches, so many beaches in LA. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You get hard to count,
Beaches and beaches.
Beaches and beaches in different inside different counties. We live that life. Like every summer we going to the beach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
We have that luxury. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
facts.
That's what it's like. To give that up, it's kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, I agree. I think definitely the reason why people love Cali is number one, the weather. People love the weather. They love the sunshine. People come from all over the world to come to Cali. They want to see Venice Beach. They want to see the Golden State Bridge. They want to visit these things. They want to go up to Big Bear. And that's one thing why I think Cali is kind of so unique is that you can be in the mountains and see the snow. You can go to the beach and be in the weather. You can be in the desert and it's just, that's why it's just got so much variety. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I live in the high desert, so up there, it's kind of more deserty, so I could ride dirt bikes. I could ride quads, and then we're up the hill, so it's we're so close to the mountains. So you got Clairhorn, you got Wrightwood, the cabins right there. Big Bear is not that far. Lake Arrowhead is not that far.
Yep.
And like I said before, in the summer, just go to the beach. Different vibrations of different things you could do. Hiking you could do out here.
Facts.
Different national parks you could visit out here. It's we're just. Then they got wine country.
The wine country.
And then you could go look at wine. You could go wine tasting. They have horseback riding here. There's just so much to do. You could go the Aztec. What are those things called where the Aztecs were in?
I think they're called teepees.
Nah, that's Indians. It's in Santa Barbara. I forgot what it's called. The Missions. The Missions.
Okay.
You go to Santa Barbara, watch, look at the missions. It's just so many things that you could do. And like you said earlier, Golden Gate Bridge, Northern Cali. We also got Northern Cali.
Yep. Completely different.
So it's kind of California. It's a lot to do. It's dope.
Facts. You can go camping and surfing in the same day.
Camping and surfing the same day. That's why. And then a lot of people come out here, chase their dreams. You could become an actor. You could be a content creator. It's more faster to make moves. A lot of musicians are out here, YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? This is where it's at if you're trying to make it. So it's if you can make it out here, you can make it anywhere. So it gives you that hope that that American dream that you strive for. It's California dreaming. I'm in La La Land. That's what they call LA, La La Land.
It's definitely La La Land.
Come out here to see the Hollywood sign. Like I said, also, we didn't mention on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, that's very historical. All the different museums. I'm from California, so I never done it. But I guess if you're a foreigner, you're not from California, well, not foreign to the United States, but foreign to California.
Yeah.
A lot of them going on celebrity little rides where they drive by the celebrity houses.
All the houses,
I never done it, but I guess that's a thing.
It's a big thing.
We got Subway. which I haven't ate in a while, but it's very popular out here.
Yep.
And also In-N-Out.
Oh yeah, you can only get it in certain places, and definitely people go crazy. Those lines are ridiculous. They're ridiculous.
Boy.
You know, I actually heard the reason why In-N-Out doesn't expand so much is because they want their food to be so, like their meat to be fresh.
Okay.
And so like their main location, I think, is like somewhere in the south. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they're like, yeah, we don't want to go all the way to the east because the food won't be as fresh as it is.
Oh, so you're right. You are right, because
You know what I mean?
Because when I first started going to Texas, they just had Whataburgers, kind of like their version of In-N-Out. But now, and then I went back a couple of years after, In-N-Out's there now.
In-N-Out's there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not on the East Coast, though.
Definitely not. No,
It's
I
not
think
on
they
the
got like
East Coast.
Sonic Burger and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's not on the East Coast. But you could catch it in Texas. It's not as many as out here, but yeah, that's how far it's going to go.
Got you. Do you think people are still proud to be from Cali?
It's like yes and no. I'll say
Okay,
yes
tell-
and no.
tell us why.
Of course, we love, like, we rep it. You know, we love being from California. We rep California until the day we die. But also with a lot of things that's been going on, you know, the state of California, you know, we kind of, you know, really don't feel the same like as we used to feel about California. We're like, California ain't all that is. So you see somebody that's not from California, live in La La Land, and you look at them like, man, sometimes I just want to leave this mother.
Got you.
Sometimes I just want to leave, man. But then also, you know, you remember, like, you know, you see the sunshine, you go to the beach, like we said before, it reminds you of why you're still here.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm still here, man. We don't get no rain. Then you like you see what's going on in other states, like in Florida. God, pray for Florida. Hope everyone's
That hurricane that just passed?
Hope everyone's doing good.
Yeah.
And hurricane, you know, they're still finding bodies. Over 100 people already died.
Okay.
And I was thinking, like, man, like, if I was to leave California, I would go to Florida. But then it's like, I don't want to go through that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
But we got earthquakes.
we got earthquake, but one hasn't happened yet. Now, only sad thing about it is you can't prepare for earthquake like you could prepare for
the hurricane.
Hurricane,
Yeah.
you could get up, leave. You know, like a lady, she was there in the storm. She made it through, but she sent her kids to Michigan. You know what I'm
Smart,
saying? So
yeah.
it's like, for us, if it happens, it could happen right
You're
now.
just in it.
happened.
Yeah, you're just in it.
They've been saying we're due for a big one for the longest. So
There was a little in that passed like a week or two ago. I don't know how many people felt it, but I
Really?
felt it. Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
2020. You remember? 2020 or 2021? No, it had to be 2020 or 2019.
Okay.
Nah, it was 2019. It was
Okay.
a big one.
Okay, that probably sounds a little bit more
It was
familiar.
a big one.
Yeah.
I remember that one. That was the last one. What, like, big enough to where I was down here, and then my mom said that it cracked her driveway, her concrete.
Oh,
I
snaps.
was like, dang, all the way.
Snaps.
So it goes. It's like earthquake stretches. So
It's no joke. I think I'd rather prefer a hurricane than an earthquake because you know it's coming and you can just
yeah, you
maneuver.
could just deal. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I feel like you'll have to, like, because some people, you know, like, may not have the money to prepare. So it's like, if you, you know, you also got to make sure you're ready, prepared to have that. You got to have that hurricane money. That's what I was thinking about. Like, man, if I live out there, I'll have to have some hurricane money put to the side just in
Yeah.
case I got to dip.
Definitely.
Because if I'm living paycheck to paycheck doing this and that, some people that lost their lives probably didn't have the money to dip.
Yeah. Or maybe they're like, oh, it's not going to be that serious.
Yeah,
Because
that too.
I heard like sometimes, I heard it from Ace Live. Shout out to Ace Live. I believe it was Ace Live. He was like, you know, sometimes, you know, we wait till the last minute to see if the hurricane's really going to be that big when it shows up or not. You know what I mean? But I also think like in Florida, you can move more inland and you're safe from the hurricane.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, because it did hit the West Coast.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just gonna hit the shoreline. It's not gonna go that far in. So you can just kind of like drive in, get a hotel, stay in, or find some family member to go with. That's what I think is probably the best solution. What I wish Cali would do about like the earthquake situation is like build the homes more better to withstand earthquakes.
You don't think they're earthquake-proof enough?
No. The building we're in right now, if we got hit by a 7.2 earthquake, very scary. If I can hear my neighbors sneezing, that tells a lot about the foundation.
I really don't want one. I pray one doesn't happen, but I just, like, if it does, I'm in a good location because we
Gotcha.
don't know when it's going to happen because California doesn't have a system to predict it. So we're kind of like asked out. I remember I seen something on
Facts.
Instagram. Cardi B was on Instagram. She was out here. You know, she's from New York. She said she felt the earthquake, and she was like, "Oh, hell no, I can't be out here." Whoa, that thing! I never felt nothing like that. That thing scared me.
Yeah, Cardi B's funny. She's
funny, but
she's funny.
I
man.
know, but when she said that, she was serious.
I believe her. I
She was
believe it.
serious,
I
'cause
believe
she's
it.
from the East Coast. She probably like, what the hell is this? You know, like I never been in a big one, but throughout my time living in California, I felt a couple, and it's a weird feeling. It's weird.
I feel like it makes for me it makes me stop and just like
Yeah, you freeze. You freeze.
yeah,
I swear to God, me
yeah.
too. Me too. You freeze. Like, if you're just at home, you freeze. But like last time, 2019, I was at work.
oh okay.
I was at work.
Okay.
And then I was just walking, and I'm like, "What the hell is all that shaking?" I said, "What the hell is this earthquake?" But then you know how that job is. It's like, okay, it could be there's a lot of production going on.
Facts.
Especially I was on the 3rd floor. You get what I'm saying? Then it was like, then we all got rushed out the facility, and they said it was an earthquake. I was like, man, crazy.
Yeah, it's the craziest part about it is that like we were talking about earlier, like it feels like you freeze like a dog.
Yeah,
That's
for
why
sure.
I don't know if I'm just like, is this really happening? That's what I'm always waiting for. When it goes off, I'm just like, I know what's going on. I'm waiting to see how big it's gonna get.
Okay.
Cause I'm just like, okay. Cause I think I'm gonna be real with y'all. Depending how big it gets, I'm like, I'm running out this motherfucking house. Like,
crazy 'cause
I'm running out the house.
All the times I've been home and I've witnessed the earthquake, that's what I do too. I wait and I be like, what is it going on? Is this really an earthquake? Like,
Facts.
oh, how long is it going to last?
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been in one big enough or long enough to make that decision to run for safety or anything. Like a lot of them I've been in. The last big one, I was a baby. My mom said it was 1992. I wasn't even born. I was in her stomach. So, guys, that's the last time I've been in a big one where they had to maneuver and run. But all the ones have been little. I stand for a little bit. Like maybe like 7 seconds.
Have you ever been in an earthquake in a car, or a car in an earthquake during an earthquake?
That's what they say. That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's hard for me. It's harder to really believe if it's an earthquake or not when you're out doing stuff. I don't know why, because there's a lot going on. But if I'm at home chilling, it's an earthquake because I'm not doing nothing. But it's like I think one had happened before when I was driving, but I didn't know. I just was like, I didn't think nothing of it until I got that call. Like, hey, it was an earthquake, and I was like, I thought I felt something.
Yeah.
But so every time
I'm
I'm not at the house, like I don't know if it's really an earthquake or not until I get confirmation. But when I'm at home, like if it was an earthquake right now, all I know is it's an earthquake.
It's facts. Big facts.
sure.
Big facts. Yeah, in the car, it kind of feels like you're like wobbling in the car, but it feels a lot safer than being in a house.
Yeah, because I feel like in the house, you're chilling and you can really feel it. Like you can really feel it. And I feel like when I'm out, I can't feel it as much as I would if I'm in a house.
Gotcha. And going back to like if people are proud to be from Cali, I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Write in the comments. I think it just depends on the person, to be honest, because, and we're definitely going to get into this. Like a lot of people are leaving Cali, right? But they're also, since they're leaving Cali, they're making other places go up. Like my bro, he's in a different state. And like rent has gone up a lot because people from Cali are coming out and buying things. And
buying
so
houses, cash.
Yeah, so it's like you got to keep your Cali presence a little bit low key because people are going to hate on you because, you're up here raising their rent and everything else is going up because of that,
All the neighboring states, Arizona, Texas.
They're all going up. And like, so it's like, are you going to be Cali proud when you do that? Are you going to be like kind of like low key so people don't come after you because you're raising their rent? And so speaking about people like leaving, T, why do you think people are leaving Cali?
Like you mentioned earlier, like, they're raising the rent and, it's a lot of homeless out here too.
In Cali? Oh yeah. Speak on it. Speak on it.
A lot of homeless, like we were saying before, not to go off topic, but in Santa Monica, I had a couple years back, I think it was 2020 or 2019? 2021. It was 2021. I had, with my family, we went to Santa Monica Pier.
Yeah.
And we went in a room and all that. And, right on the water. And then freaking bums all by our cars, everything. Like Venice Beach walk, all bums right there.
Yep.
I'm not talking bad about the homeless.
He's just talking about what the life is out here.
But that's just how it is. Like you think you're going on a beach trip, chill, relax, and you got homeless people all by your car sleeping right there when it's on the beach.
Yeah.
It's not on the beach, but it's the parking lot of the beach.
Yeah.
We rented a room on the beach, and they got their tents right here.
Yeah.
It's a problem. They can't fix it. Like you go downtown, it's a lot of homeless. Even in the IE, Redlands. Have you been in Redlands?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's homelessness.
Yeah.
Like when my mom worked in Redlands, a couple of times I went to her job with her. it's a lot of homeless right
Facts,
there. And she
facts.
was like, yeah,
Facts.
yeah,
It's normal.
It's normal.
Yeah,
We got to the norm. Even in Northern California, San Francisco is bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. The only city that's condemning that is San Diego.
Oh, you didn't see no homelessness in San Diego?
Their mayor, not as much. Their mayor is saying no.
Shout out to you,
Get
mayor.
off. The San Diego mayor is saying get off the streets. We gotta figure out a different way, but you're not gonna be on these streets like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it brings the property value down. It just the quality of life down too. It's like a lot of these need help. They're sick. They're just on here, laying down. And I remember I got off the Highland exit in San Bernardino, right there. You know, by Baker's right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They got that big old soccer park. We can make 11.
Yeah, right there. Yep.
So right when you get off the freeway, it was a homeless encampment just right there.
Underneath
I'm like,
the freeway?
wow. Right by next to the freeway.
Okay.
Right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're at the stop sign getting off the freeway, it was right there. And I'm just like, man, this homeless, like we have a big homeless problem. That too. And like you said before,
Cali. Mm-hmm.
the rent is also going up. Things ain't the same. I feel like people are more stressed out here because, you know, the cost of living. And
It's
we're
going up.
We're trying to keep up with the Joneses. We're trying to hustle and bustle, trying to figure out different ways to get paid. And like a lot of millennials, they say a lot of millennials are different than the older generation. Older generation didn't really care as much as buying so soon as we do. We have that mentality is we want to buy. A lot of us in the millennials, we want to buy homes. We're ready to buy homes. And a lot of us have families that we already started.
Yep.
A lot of us are, late 20s, early 30s, late 30s. And we want to buy. You know, we got our families. And it's like, man, we want to stay. But it's just we're not going to have a good quality of life because, you know, the type of money we make. Like, a lot of us do make good money, too. Like, you know, there's I seen on YouTube this girl, she makes $80,000 to $85,000 a year. But she still lives in San Francisco and pays $3,000 for one bedroom.
What does she do? She like YouTuber or something?
Nah, she was some type of analyst in San Francisco.
Okay.
But back to my point, she was she gets paid like around $80,000 to $85,000 a year, but she has a one bedroom in San Francisco, and she pays 3 bands.
Sounds about right.
She pays 3 guys,
and it's probably small.
San Francisco, she pays 3 bands, 650 square feet, one bedroom apartment.
Small.
You know, and she makes $80,000 to $85,000 a year. And then she was like, "Oh, yeah, I know. I pay a lot. You know, I get messages from my homegirls that left, moved to Texas, show me their big house. They get same amount of money than me. Some may get paid a little lesser, but they got big old house in San Francisco. You know, back to the being probably from California. She said she just loves California. She just can't leave.
Yeah, she don't want to leave.
And, you know, us Californians that's born here, we get that feeling. Back to our previous point, it's like, yeah, I can have a better life. Yeah, I can do that, but I love it here, you know. So it's like some of us, you know, we make it do what it do. But so it's like, you know, for her seeing that, I'm like, damn, $3,000, you know, I would want to buy something, you know, dealing with that, like $3,000 for a one bedroom, 600 square feet in San Francisco.
Not cool
it's
at all.
crazy to rent out
not
here.
Cool at all.
In San Bernardino, on the north end, they got new homes for $700,000.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, maybe I'm thinking because, you know, they try to keep that area more nicer. The universities over there.
Yeah, yep.
A lot of college students. So it's like, say, to live over there, brand new home on the north end, $700 and up.
And
you know,
about the same price up the hill. You might as well.
Almost the same price. They're like at $400,000 to $500,000 in Victorville, Hesperia.
Yeah.
You know, they're you know, I feel like Victorville, Hesperia, them homes cost more than the homes in Texas. You know, you look at Dallas, Texas, they running like late 300s. 400,000. Yeah, you can see some 500,000, but it's like you seem like you got better deals in other places, and that's why a lot of people are moving. Like you can't get no good deal for no home out here. Like, you know, you're getting priced out. A lot of people from, you know, like you said, the outward of people from California to Texas, you know, they bring out the property value in other states, Arizona too,
going up.
But I feel like people from LA that's making good money, they're coming to the IE. And it's going up too. They're bringing that money. They're bringing that LA money coming to IE, and the IE is blown up. Like the IE is expensive. Rancho, a new home, $1 million.
For sure.
$1 million home.
Yeah, and just to get back on that lady you're talking about on the YouTube, like, I think maybe she'll get over it. She's probably still young, maybe, but maybe she'll get over it when she gets older. Where it's just like the quality of life is definitely worth more than trying to pay just to be in California. You know, like, wouldn't you rather have a house, a backyard, and all this other stuff than live in a small little place that you can't even have nobody in and out? And also, like, the homelessness. Like, if you guys don't realize it, like, the homelessness in California, especially Southern Cali, I'm not sure about Northern Cali that much, except for San Francisco, is really, really bad.
Ridiculous.
Like, you think, like, you say, oh, Beverly Hills, that's a nice area. there's homelessness. There's people that are homeless living on the streets, you know.
Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's homelessness.
Yeah, you go to all the nice places and there's homelessness, and what it's related to is like these people are not getting. It could be several things. They could have mental issues. They could have lost their job. It could be so many different things, but there's nothing in place to help with the homelessness. There are certain homeless shelters, I know, for like women and stuff like that. There's definitely things like that, but I think our governor and probably other people. I know Helen Tran, who's running for mayor. One of her big things that she wants to touch is homelessness. So I know homelessness is definitely a question on the table, but my question, I guess, is what's the plan, you know, to help the homelessness? You know what I mean?
Shout out to Gavin Newsom, our governor. He's building, I think apartments or little houses, you know, some in LA where the homeless people could go there.
I think I've seen an advertisement for that.
And have like, you know, a roof over their head. And also if they have mental issues, they could get the right treatment and stuff.
Okay.
So Gavin Newsom, he you know, he's on to the right track, you know, but it's like a lot of work needs to be done because it is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
And, you know, what sucks about hearing so many things is like, I need to see the action. You know, we hear it, we can see all these like PowerPoints for it, but it's like, I want to see it. I want to see those homes being built. I want to see, you know, that because...
No, I see some on the news. There is some. They showed it.
And I wonder like how the process is going to be done. Like who can get it? How can you get in? Do you have to have an ID? You know, like it's so many questions, you know, and so, but I hope it works out, you know, because homelessness is serious and it's getting bigger and bigger, especially as inflation rises and income go down. People are getting fired. And, you know, and don't get me wrong, there's jobs out here. So that's another interesting part is that people are still hiring. A lot of people are hiring. And so my thing is if you're healthy, you know, you're well, you know, then you should work. You know, if you're not sick, then you should work. So that's another question is like, are they just lazy and don't want to work, you know? So, but that's a whole nother question.
There's a lot of things involved. Some are off, you know,
Yeah.
drugs and it just messes their brain up. That's where like the health experts need to come in and, you know, hopefully whatever Gavin Newsom is doing, like he says, they're meeting those experts to, you know, try to, you know, hey, one step forward is better than no steps. That's all I can say. So
yeah,
that's all I can say about that.
Yeah. So we're gonna hope for the best, you know, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. And, you know, definitely about the millennials, talking about millennials, right? And living in Cali and just apparently like living in general, like lifestyle for millennials have been a lot harder than it has been for their parents and their grandparents. And it's a lot more common. So I guess you can say like our parents and their grandparents, like in the ages of their 20s, they're able to have a stable job, get their own place, et cetera, et cetera. That is nearly impossible now for millennials and even probably more so living in California, right? And so they're saying that this millennial generation and on has been struggling the most financially. You know what I mean?
Our generation, the most out of any generation.
Yeah, like for like being independently being independent with their finances and being able to get like a home, raise a family and do all these things financially independent. That's why, you know, people are still staying with their parents. People are still asking grandma for money and all these other things, you know, because it's become that much harder for millennials. And I think that has to do not only with living in California, but just the income ratio that people are getting, like the minimum wage for the people, even like United States in general is a lot different than what it was 20, 30 years ago.
We also get the highest minimum wage, and that's just the minimum that they'll give you, close, you know, which I'll say close, you know, not just barely outside the poverty line. But it's like, even like we said before, even people that are making good money, it's just California, period. It's just expensive. It's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's expensive. You have to at least pull in almost $300,000 a year to live comfortably.
Yeah, decently.
To live decently.
Yeah.
Now
that's not in the city.
That's not in the city.
That's not in the city.
You have to move further out. People are getting forced out of the city. You know how many people left LA since the year 2000? Millions.
A lot.
A lot of them travel to the IE, and a lot of people go to the IE or they go to the high desert. Or a lot of people leave LA and they go straight to Vegas.
Yeah,
They go. It's a lot. That's why it's a lot of LA people in Vegas or Texas.
because it's cheaper.
It's cheaper, and it's like we take our money out there. That's like you said before. Like we keep going back to it. Like that's why their cost of living is going up because we come out there and we
With
like
that Cali bucks.
we flex on them.
Yep.
We flex on them one time. One time we flex on them, and then there's like, oh. Then of course a businessman. Oh yep. They want Californians to come. That's money in their pocket. They could raise rent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like no one's gonna turn on the money. So how many times you hate them Californians? They said, if you come from California, leave California there. Embrace this state and what we got going on. Don't bring that California crap here.
That's hilarious.
Don't turn our perfect state blue. Do not turn our state blue.
I think I heard that. That's hilarious.
Don't turn our state blue.
That's hilarious.
With your political views, you know, like you already got the rent going up, property value. My kid can't even buy a goddamn house because you goddamn Californians.
Don't come over here with your gluten-free.
Californians, man. With your gluten-free, want to work out every 5 minutes. God damn it. I don't go to Starbucks, man.
That part.
I hate Starbucks.
That's so awesome. And you know what's interesting is that like that migration out is also happening in New York to Miami. I've been hearing that a lot too. A lot of people from New York coming to Miami, South Florida, and making the rent rise a lot too. So it's happening on both sides.
All the big cities, like where it's like, you know, where the players play, where the big boys, New York, LA, San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle, Boston is even expensive. DC is expensive. You know what I'm saying? Miami's getting there, you know, but certain big cities you can still go and have a decent cost of living. Chicago has a fair enough cost of living.
Yeah.
Dallas has a fair enough cost of living. A lot of the cities in Texas, Houston, San Antonio, that's why Texas has a lot of migration, because big city, you still get to be in the city, you could afford it. Like out here, come on, man, you got to be a millionaire.
Yeah, easily.
Like people that's in LA, they're grinding. Just because you live in LA, that don't mean you really you're grinding. You know what I'm saying? Like LA, you gotta to really live that LA life. You gotta be balling.
You gotta be putting that work in. You gotta be
balling. You overtime. Like you've been putting that work in for like 10+ years, and it's finally paying off.
Got an OnlyFans.
Shout out to all the girls getting their bread. I can't knock it, but it's like OnlyFans, YouTube. Like that's why all the actors and all the dreamers come out here, because like if you make it here in New York, you know what I'm saying? You basically made it. You know, if you make it in Cali, you made it. So that's why a lot of people are pushed to stay, because they want to, like, man, it gives them the ambition to grind. Like, okay,
Facts. It's
so expensive, I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna make sure, you know, I'm gonna get to it. I'm not gonna leave, you know. I'm not gonna I'm gonna stay here. But you know, some people don't care about that. Some people just be like, you know, I don't
live
care.
a good life.
I just want to be at home. I got my kids. I got a decent job. You know, like one thing about it, we do get paid more than other states. So if you're able, like, say if you work at Amazon and you became a manager, or you got promoted, you're ops now, that's privately owned. So your money stays the same. So you're taking that money to Texas.
Yeah,
you get
transferred.
Yeah, so you're taking Cali money to Texas. You're balling. But a lot of places, if you want to leave Cali, go to Texas, you got to get a pay cut. Texas pay cut, Nevada pay cut, Arizona pay cut. Because Cali pays more because of the cost of living. Since their cost of living is not as high as Cali, you're going to take a pay cut. But if you don't take that pay cut and you take Cali money with you, you're winning.
You're good to go.
You're living that best life.
That's why those remote jobs have been winning for a lot of people. They're like, oh, I'm a software engineer. Okay, I'll just go to Texas, go to whatever, Arizona.
Also, like I said, remember I told you, San Diego's expensive. A lot of people work in San Diego, but they live in Tijuana.
Boom. Why not? Right across the border.
They live in Tijuana.
Yeah, Rosarito. Yeah, they live in their best life. Living their best life. Ooh.
Like, you know, like this guy on YouTube, he was talking about it, how he, you know, he has his day job in San Diego, but he works. I mean, his day job is in San Diego, but he lives in Tijuana. Yeah. There's a lot of people doing that, moving, living in Mexico, especially. And then he lives in Tijuana because he could drive across the border, drive back to San Diego. But a lot of people that have remote jobs, like I seen on YouTube, Mexico City is popping, like for people living abroad. A lot of people are moving. Yeah, expats. Teach English or just have remote jobs where they could just, you know, I seen on YouTube I get a lot of make sure you talk.
I know he be quoting YouTube.
But it was this girl. She was living. She's from California, the Bay Area. She was living the van life. You know what I'm saying? She was living in her van, saving all her money, paying off all her debts. You know, she got popping on YouTube doing the van life, and then she sold everything, her van and everything, and she moved to Mexico City. You know, it's like a lot of people, you know, like that's like the hot spot, Mexico City, you know.
Yeah, it's like the
So,
hot
like,
spot to go now.
Like a lot of Californians are leaving and saying, I'm going to move to Mexico. I seen a report. Mexico is like a lot of people are moving to Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico has a lot of U.S. citizens, U.S.
Facts.
born individuals that's leaving the United States and moving to like Mexico City or border like Tijuana and
A lot of
areas.
expats for
And
sure.
I was like, wow, because you always hear like, especially Tijuana, like, oh, it's dangerous and all that. But I watch YouTube videos and they're living cool. You know, it's like the city is very modern, it's very up to date.
Yep.
It's not what people try to say. Like, you think it's like it's all rugged and poor. It doesn't. They have Foot Locker, Burger King, big buildings in Mexico City. I was like, it looked nice. It was like a regular city. And then, oh my gosh, there are people.
The females?
Of course.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Of course, we love the Latinas, gotcha. But like this dude was talking about, he had a 2-bedroom apartment. He was only paying $300 a month in the city center.
Oh yeah, for sure.
$300 a month.
2-bedroom,
bro, and that's for everything. That's for
utilities. Yeah.
Now, if you want like an upgrade, real luxury, maybe like $500, $600.
Yeah.
And
you live a really good life.
Living a good life.
Got a butler and everything.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm not that far from the States. You know, I can still visit my family. But right now, I'm in Mexico City, enjoying life." She said, "This is what she said. I'm living my life the way I want to on my terms."
Yeah,
so
that's
Mexico City, it is. And then she was
like,
I just caught the plane an hour to one of the little Mexico beaches, and went to the beach. It's like in Mexico, you can still live that beach life, like California. You can still live that little beach life, like, you get what I'm saying. So I'm just like, oh, I gotta check out Mexico City soon.
For sure, for real, 100%. Yeah, Mexico be like that, and it's what's so cool about it is that like it's probably like an hour flight maybe to get like from where we are to Mexico, maybe less than that. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's a win-win if you have that remote type of job. It's a win-win, you know what I mean? You're not that far from home. Probably a lot of people who speak English there probably too can get away with. But people are more friendly, you know, and you're right. It does have a bad reputation, but you know, everyone always makes it. I'm pretty sure America is much more unsafe than it is in Mexico.
Way more. Even the YouTuber I was watching, a couple YouTubers that live in Mexico City, I was like, oh man, okay, let's see. Let me just get different experience from different people that on YouTube that live in Mexico City.
Yeah.
But this black guy was like, he kind of felt more safe in Mexico City because he was walking downtown and walking around checking out stuff. He felt more safe in Mexico City than some of the cities in the U.S.
Yeah.
From his perspective.
Yeah, I think I saw that too.
The people they're not scared. They're more intrigued. They more want to know why you're here. They want information. Mm-hmm. You know, they're all friendly.
Definitely.
So he said
hospitable,
a great Mexican hospitality when he's down there. So I'm just like, wow. So he's giving it a thumbs up.
100%.
So, and then
it's culture right there.
She also gave it a thumbs up too. So it's like everybody that I've been looking at been giving a thumbs up. The culture, you know.
And you know, talking about like the Great Migration South, they call it the Great Migration South, is that they're saying that, talking about people leaving California and other states, a lot of blacks, Afro-Americans have been leaving California specifically and going back to the South. They call it like the Great South Migration, the Great Migration back South. And I find that very interesting.
Yeah, interesting because when I think about that, it's like, oh, that's where we started. You know, that's where we started in America. And then, you know, America developed, you know what I'm saying, Californians discovered more Western states, you know, the gold rush, the 49ers, you know. So a lot of traffic from the South went to Southern California. That's why I'm here, you know. Like I said before, my grandpa's from Louisiana. Mm-hmm. My grandma's from Texas. So my roots, and that's on my mom's side, but on my dad's side, it comes from Alabama. So everything still travels down south. Now, a couple years later, now we're moving back to the South where we originally started. So we're originally all from the South, if you want to be. Our roots goes to the South, you know. But so like, I just thought that was just funny. I was like, well, we're going back.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Well, California is not what it used to be in the 60s and 70s, 80s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. People love California. Ain't nobody leaving.
Yeah.
Who's leaving? No one's leaving. But now it's time, the year 2000s, things ain't the same. And I feel like people are having more fun. Everyone's moving to Atlanta. Every black girl want to move to Atlanta.
That's hilarious.
Every black person want to go to Atlanta.
That's hilarious.
That's where all the black girls is at. If you want some cute black girls, go to Atlanta. But everyone's want to move. Everybody wants to move to Atlanta. Atlanta has so many blacks. It's like, oh my God. It's like, this where everyone's go?
Got you.
What about the other cities, New Orleans, Dallas,
They got you.
Houston? Like, god dang.
So if y'all got
Miami.
jungle fever, Atlanta. If y'all got jungle fever. What's interesting about that is but like other cultures are staying, in California. They're not moving out. Even if they're not born and raised here, they'll migrate to California, and then they don't seem like they have any rush to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is interesting, which makes it seem like it's easier for them to live than for certain Black Americans. That's why they're living. But this is just my opinion.
I feel like because it's more Black culture down south. You know what I'm saying? Not like out here. Even when like I went to DC, like more towards south and east. I went to DC, I was just so shocked, like, oh my God, the Black people everywhere. It's like, oh my God, like going to college, you know what I'm saying? Just wow, Black excellence. Because I went to a Howard graduation. I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like in California, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not as much Black culture sitting around. Yeah, there's spots, like, of course you can find Black culture, but it's not like heavy as it is in Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, and I feel like a lot of people leave for that too. They want to I know a girl. She was like, "Man, ain't no culture out here, man. We had one little date. Ain't no culture out here, man. I want to go to Houston or something. I want to move out here. It ain't." She didn't abandon it. Just ain't. A lot of people are. We're leaving L.A. So it's like I don't feel like IE ever developed that embrace that Black culture as much as it should. I feel like it's fairly new migration. People barely be coming out here fully. It's like 2000, late 2000s. Moreno Valley came out late 1980s. Moreno Valley was a city. Well, a lot of cities been here for the longest, but I'm talking about Blacks. It wasn't as much Blacks. So Blacks never developed, that culture out here as much as it is in the South, in Eastern states, because that's where we originated from, East and the South. You know what I'm saying?
And the East is smaller. The states are smaller. The cities are smaller. But there has been culture built out here. I'm just going to focus on the IE for right now, and probably also in some places, but it's been destroyed. It hasn't been maintained. For example, in San Bernardino, there was a nice, beautiful Black community in San Bernardino and storefronts, and they put the 210 freeway right through it.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about that.
They put the 210 freeway right through it. So, it's not accidental. It's on purpose to destroy the culture, right, and hit and hide it. And, unfortunately, for Black Americans, we don't really preserve our culture that well. We don't even know jazz. We can't even talk about jazz.
Exactly. Especially out here, it's like you gotta go to. I remember I went to Houston. I seen a jazz lounge. My eyes lit up because I studied a little bit of jazz in school, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Then my eyes, I know about Johnny Coltrane, Louis Armstrong. I know about all that Harlem Renaissance. So it's like, I'll look at old movies and they'll be in the jazz lounge, just having a good time playing jazz. I was like, man, that'd be tight to go to. But I remember I was in Houston, I seen it. But out here, it's like it's hard to find. So it's crazy because like a few weeks back, I typed in my phone, jazz lounge in LA.
And there's a couple of good ones.
Then I found some.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, there's
so stuff. It's like out here for black culture, you have to you have to dig and search. That's what I had to do. Like I like a lot of clubs. Like sometimes I want to go to the club that's more culture, more centered, to my style, my culture, and it's hard to find that. You got to really dig for about. I found a ton of spots that I'm going to be checking out soon.
Thanks.
But I found some spots, but it's like, it's not embedded out here as it should be. I remember I was on Instagram. I seen this guy talking about he went to like San Bernardino Black Chambers meeting, Commerce. Mm-hmm. I said, what? I never heard that before. Mm-hmm. There's a San Bernardino Black Chamber of Commerce?
Yes, there is.
I didn't know that. I'm like, wow. I didn't know that. It's like we don't know about it until we just one day on Instagram and we just see it. And it's crazy. I've been living in San Bernardino for a long time.
Yep.
Went to high school. How come it was never brought up? It was never brought to none of the kids' attention. I went to school in San Bernardino. Like, we should know that there's a Black Chamber of Commerce in San Bernardino as a young Black kid going to these high schools. I went to San Diego on the east side. Like, they couldn't come to the school, talk to Black kids. Like,
yeah. But sometimes that's the thing is like you have to like search for it, which is it's no one's fault but our own. Yeah. That the culture isn't thriving or anything like that. And so it's the elders that need responsibility, then it's also our responsibility as well. And especially it's our responsibility as we get older to help teach the younger ones about our culture, our history, and the things that we have done. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, I think I don't. It's no one's fault but our own. That's all I can really say about that. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's harder for us because we have to deal with whatever issues we have to deal with. But just like a diamond, and you have to put pressure on a rock to get a diamond, and so that's what makes us so special as a people. Is all the pressure that we have been felt and feeling. But I think it's up to us to definitely teach ourselves things, And I think I think our generation, the millennial generations, having information, being part of the information age, is a good thing and a bad thing. Like we have access to all this information. We can talk about all these things. But it's like, what information are we getting, and what things are we sharing, and what things are we preserving
and using?
You know what I mean? So I think those are also really very important. But I also want to get back into Cali, right? And what do you think, T, is going to be the future of California?
A lot of tech, a lot of tech. And also in California, you have to, by 2030, everyone has to have an electric car.
That's it.
That's the future. Everything electric. They say it's global warming, pollution. They're preserving that. That's what they say. So that's why we have to go that route. But it's like they're even doing commercials now. Like I see Honda, the new electric Honda Civic.
Facts.
Even the Hellcat. They got rid of that. No motor Hellcat.
Oh man.
And they came out with the electric Hellcat.
I wonder if it even has the same sounding engine.
Everything's going electric. So it's just like, man, if I'm still out here, man, I already made it to my mind before 2030. If I'm still out here, I'm just gonna get a Tesla. And the reason why I chose Tesla is because they've been doing it. They've been electric. Yeah. I know other couple cars have been electric, but their base model is electric. And then they already did the research, and they already did tests, and they already. Stuff has happened where they had to go back and do this, do that, do this, do that. Rearrange some things, build out a better model. But I feel like all these other companies, makers, this is a new thing because like all the cars have to be electric.
Yeah,
Tesla, all their cars are already electric. So that's why I was like, I don't like no test dummy stuff. So I don't want my car messing up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna do Tesla. They've been doing it. So 2030, if I'm still in California, but supposedly, like everything California does, the whole nation follows. So they say other states are gonna be doing it, but
we'll
right
see.
now, New York, that's it. But those are the two heavy hitters, New York and Cali. So they're gonna always do the same shit. But yeah, everything's going electric. That's the future. So you better get you a little Tesla car. Everything, you know what I'm saying? So
I agree. And Tesla, I think the Tesla car is going to get more futuristic with their technology,
and it looks like the car. It looks nice. It looks futuristic. It looks nice.
Yeah, it looks better than most of the electric cars that were coming out during the same time.
Yeah,
like the smart car is a sad car to look at. That smart car, it used to be called unsmart, and it looks so dangerous to be in. Like
you talking about the little small?
Yeah, it feels like it's. So
I'll be seeing people drive it. I'll be like, he parked his little smart car right next to me. I said, that little thing.
It looks so scary to be like. I just think of a car crash and that thing. I'm just like, man, that thing is.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, it's terrible. But yeah, I agree with you. Electric cars are definitely going to be big here for sure. It's mandatory. It's being mandatory, which is wild. Even though methane gas produced by cows have been proven to create more CO2 in the atmosphere. To destroy the thing, but that's a whole different conversation. They want to talk about saving the planet.
I wonder what is that going to mean for gas stations? That I haven't seen a plan with that. Like how is everybody got to have it? So how we charge? So we have to have our home charger. Like
how's that going to work? You know what I mean? And so we'll see. Are they going to start finding people that drive in gas cars?
And yet, okay, by 2035. You're gonna get charged supposedly for having a gas car. You can have it. By 2035, you cannot purchase one in California.
Oh, you cannot buy one.
You can't even buy one. Okay. So if you already have one, they're not gonna fault you, but you're gonna be charged. DMV gonna charge you like a fine
for having it.
And it's like it's like God damn, everything's more expensive. That just makes things more expensive.
Yep.
Also, the future of California is I feel like a lot of people are turning vegan. I feel like the vegan epidemic in California is rising. My mother's even vegan. Like everybody I run into, vegan this, vegan that, vegan this, vegan that. It's a vegan festival on my birthday coming up, October 22nd. I won't be attending, but I'll probably attend next year. I got some other things I want to do for my birthday, but it's a big old vegan festival in LA that a lot of vendors are going to be there, and it's like, wow, it's like this. Everywhere I see, everyone's on health cautious now.
Yeah.
Everyone's a lot more health conscious. So I feel like in the future, it's gonna be way more vegans than it is now.
Gotcha.
So I feel like that.
Definitely. I think the whole veganism is definitely spreading like globally, you know. But what I've learned from, practicing it is that because you can be vegan and still be unhealthy.
Okay.
Like you could still be eating a whole bunch of bread, no vegetables, pasta, all these things, whole bunch of fattening foods. And you're like, yeah, I'm a vegan, but it's like, but you're not really taking in like the right vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. So that's a different conversation. I'll say that for another day. But yeah, I can see that happening too, more and more. Yeah, I definitely do think the electric car thing is going to be an issue. Prices are going to go up. I think there's going to be a bigger divide between the high class and I think the middle class might be gone by then. I think there might be a poor class, working class, and then just the people. There's going to be basically the people serving the people who are rich in California, and which is just going to be like it's just going to be like a foresight for what the future is going to be like,
That's why I feel like everybody should buy now, because at least, you'll have your set mortgage, so you don't have to really worry about, okay, I got to pay my mortgage, I got to pay my rent, it keeps going up. So that one stress level could go away. So if you buy, that's why if you buy your house now, in the future, you'll be,
you'll be straight.
That money could go somewhere else, because your mortgage is not going to go up.
Facts.
Because you already got your house. So
You'll
that's
be good.
why, because if it ain't expensive now, imagine 20 years.
It's going to be
God,
up there. Everything's always moving up. Everything's always moving up.
God.
Unless something tragic happens in California, like it has to be super tragic where people are just like leave. That's the only reason the rent would go down or something like that a little bit.
And then that's the problem. Like how we said before, a lot of people are leaving, but also a lot of people are coming in. You get what I'm saying? So it's like we're losing a lot of people, but a lot of people are still, that's not from California. This is still at the destination spot. People are still coming here and living in droves. Like when I worked at Amazon, you know how many managers at Amazon are not from California, but they wanted to come. And then I just thought that was funny. Like, oh, you come work at the San Bernardino facility, but they'll show LA and
Yeah.
But really, you're coming to San Bernardino. You get what I'm saying?
The money's right. I think they came because the money's right. I don't think they
for sure. But I feel like the visual that they showed them, like LA, you know what I'm saying? But they were really working in San Bernardino.
Of course, you know how it is.
So they kind of like played them a little bit, but they still got paid. So they didn't have to find out. Okay, they're not done their research. Oh, go San Bernardino. Okay, where we work at on a little. So they allow them that they can afford it.
I won't live in San Bernardino, but I'll work
there. Yeah,
I won't live there.
So they'll go to Rancho, Upland, different Fontana,
Ontario,
different cities like that. But they sure will come to California though.
And they don't even, and to get away with calling it like San Bernardino or the IE, they'll say the Greater Los Angeles area.
They do use that word.
The Greater Los Angeles area.
Yeah, they do that for all of them.
That's crazy. But talking about Cali, anything else you want to talk about Cali, bro? Before we get out of here.
Me personally, yeah, I have my ups and downs with Cali. Sometimes I want to leave, then I want to stay. It's a work in progress with Cali. I love you. It's a work in progress. We have our ups and our downs, but I'm still here. So I'll make the best of it while I'm here. I'm still gonna enjoy it. Like I said, all them little black jazz clubs I'm about to hit up for sure. I'm about to go to Disneyland. I'm about to take advantage of that. When the summer comes back, I'm going back to the beach. So
expensive as Disneyland.
That's another story. But I'm still, all the amenities that California gives me, I'm still gonna use them, and I'm still grateful for them, and I still love them. So we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think California is a love-hate relationship. I'm not sure if that's with every person in every state, but definitely it's got a love-hate relationship. And, I think a lot of people come to pursue their dreams. I think you should only come to California if you really want to pursue, like, I guess, like a career that's like a Hollywood career in San Bernardino or something like, not San Bernardino, but in LA, Hollywood, then yeah. But if there's no other reason that you want to come, personally wouldn't recommend it. Unless you really just have your heart's calling, then come and try it out. But there's other beautiful places out there in the United States.
But if you could afford it, like if I struck gold right now, won $20 million, I'm staying here. I'm getting a Malibu home. I'm not leaving. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, if you could afford it, you got the buddy, and you live a nice life. Of course, California's beautiful. If you could afford it, hell yeah, come here. Why wouldn't you? It's the best place if you could afford it.
Yeah. Yeah, if I had $20 million, I'd probably have a cheaper house. I probably wouldn't be in Malibu. I'd probably do something cheaper and travel. I'll be somewhere else. Be like, okay, I got a house there and go somewhere else. But other than that, you guys, we just wanted to talk about Cali with you guys. We want to talk about, the state that we're living in, the state that we were born and raised in.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? It's a beautiful state all around. You know what I mean? Definitely come check it out. If you've never been, definitely check it out. We recommend it. Check out the beaches, check out the desert, check out the mountains. We got it all.
Oh,
Cali has it all. That's the fact. But other than that, we want to thank you guys for being on the podcast. My name's Antonio D. Miles.
it's your boy Terrick T. You already know.
You know what I mean? Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Again, we're trying to build this. And without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So we want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this.
Also, look into the write in the comments, your opinions on California, what you think good or bad. Was you're not from California, you like to visit. Nothing hurt. Just hit that notification bell too, so you can always get a video. So
Yeah. Like, subscribe. The same thing everyone always says, like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but we appreciate you guys. That's one thing that you don't hear other people say. We appreciate you guys for doing this. So other than that, we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
we out.
I say it's my duty. Yeah. Is it my will? Yeah. To do what? Yeah. To do what's right. I say.
It's the, that's what I'm saying. Once we start talking, it's like, I know we're on camera, but it's like we're just having a